NVIDIA was down 35 cents when Lilly reported. Immediately, stock went up $1, and then went up $2. Now it's coming back because, NVIDIA is the most hated stock on earth right now, including by Jonathan Cantor. What are they looking into?
Are we in a, I said this earlier as one of the reasons for the turnaround yesterday. Are we in a holding pattern, Jim, until we hear from NVIDIA, which is, by the way, still a few weeks away in terms of its earnings?
Yeah, we are. Because the question is Blackwell really late? Can they make it up with the H100, H200, and then use cases? See, like, for instance, you go back to the Tesla call. People hated the Tesla call because they thought that Elon was downbeat, and Elon didn't talk about vehicles. What Elon did spend a huge amount of time talking about was robots.
Yes.
And robots are run on this company's products. You can't do good robots without Jensen. And they're just doing video, and Jensen will be able to explain to you the use cases.
Right.
And that's what's really hurting it, is that people don't think there's any more use cases. I mean, other than ServiceNow, no one's been able to say, you know what? AI is real good for us.
Well, Palantir yesterday, we felt like had
yes, Palantir did. That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Palantir had really good discussions about AI. And there are a lot of companies that actually use it, and they say that productivity is each person does twice the work. Mm-hmm. But that, of course, means you can hire half the people. It's a lot of private companies that do really well. Accountants, law firms. They're the use case where they're paying people, really expensive people they don't need anymore.
More follow-through on Palantir after that move up yesterday on earnings.
That was a good quarter.
And I'll round it out with NVIDIA, where there are delays with the Blackwell platform. Design delays are very, very common in the industry, and their big customers and partners know about it. What matters, though, is that demand is healthy. Hopper, their current platform, is seeing very, very healthy demand. Their ecosystem remains vibrant. And really, this build-out of the digital and the AI infrastructure is in the very early innings, and NVIDIA sits at the heart of it. So I continue to like that name as well.
What you look at NVIDIA now, 98.48. 12 months from now, 24 months from now, what do you think this company's worth?
I think the company's worth substantially higher than it is today. And I can't give you a specific price target, but what I would say is that what you're seeing inside their customers' environments, in the cloud environments, the customers are investing in NVIDIA solutions and they're realizing returns. On the other side, inside enterprises, you have a transformation of those environments. For example, you have digital twins in manufacturing. Drug discovery is being accelerated with NVIDIA solutions. Studies around climate detection, fraud detection in financial services. So there's really a whole host of new use cases that are gaining momentum. And I suspect 12 and certainly 24 months from now, those will be a lot bigger. And NVIDIA will see that in their financial statements, and that will drive share price outperformance.
We had this debate on the desk, I don't know, 500 times, like Intel versus NVIDIA.
Yeah.
And you debate somebody who's looking at the PE ratio rather than like, what is this company even doing? Intel was telling the world, oh, you know what the next growth business for us is going to be? We're going to try to do Taiwan Semi, but pay U.S. workers American wages. Okay, have a great time with that. What NVIDIA was doing was saying the future is AI, machine learning, virtual reality, et cetera. Those things require parallel processing. We are the kings of parallel processing from the video game world, GPUs. We're going to reposition this GPU architecture, and the cloud data centers of the future are going to require our chips, not linear chips being made by Intel. And people said, yeah, but the PE ratio. It's like, it's really difficult to understand. So you're telling me the most important thing is how much they earned over the last 12 months, not what the roadmap they're building for technology? Okay, right. So we all know how that ended. It did not end well. So now what? What do you do with Intel now? I honestly think this should be a private company. I think that it should be an LBO. Somebody should take it private. That way they don't have to report quarterly to Wall Street, and they can figure out their next business model, their next avenue of growth in privacy. I don't know how you're going to be a shareholder of this while they try to figure this out with a new CEO, with the old CEO. It just seems to me such a hard name, such a hard story.
Unless you get an activist in, maybe.
And what is an activist who is?
I know.
Carl Icahn is going to tell them what kind of chips to make?
I know, it's going to take a long time. That's why I said, wake me up in 2026.
Do we still think that NVIDIA is the, if not the, most important stock in this market right now, certainly at the higher end of the list, as you talked about the other day.
I think Apple, NVIDIA, and Microsoft are the three most important, not just what their share prices mean to the indices, but what the guidance they give about CapEx and product roadmap and consumer-facing technology, business-facing technology, like what those three companies are saying will be most determinative in terms of how everyone else chooses to spend and how much and how quickly. So it's not an accident that those are the three biggest market caps in the world. There's a reason, and I think the reason is how influential the actions they take and the words they speak are on everyone else.
Let's not forget, NVIDIA hasn't reported earnings yet.
That's right.
It's always the last of the megas to go, and you still have a few
August
weeks.
28th.
Same with Broadcom.
So you still have some runway between now and then, which makes it interesting in and of itself.
All right, let's talk about NVIDIA and the rest of the market. I hope you're staying calm and not panicking amidst this market volatility. It has been a wild week in the stock market. So regarding NVIDIA's newest chip, Blackwell, the information reported recently that Blackwell is delayed. We didn't know if that article was true or not, and an NVIDIA spokesperson reportedly said that Blackwell production is prepared to ramp in the second half of this year. Then this past Tuesday, Supermicro reported earnings, and Supermicro's CEO said that they may see some Blackwell chips in Q4 of this year, but they do not expect to see substantial volume from Blackwell until Q1 of 2025. So that may be our answer for now until NVIDIA reports earnings on August 28th. Even if Blackwell is delayed, I'm not too worried about NVIDIA's long-term future. The reality is that demand for NVIDIA's products is so great right now that they can just sell more H100 GPUs for now in the interim if there is a delay in Blackwell. And hyperscalers like Amazon, Meta, and Microsoft are increasing their CapEx spending on AI by billions of dollars. So I am bullish on the long-term future of NVIDIA. In the short term, I don't know what will happen with NVIDIA stock, and I will be completely honest with you about that. There is so much happening in the market right now. Fears of recession, fears that the Fed is too late in cutting interest rates, the unwinding of the carry trade in the Japanese yen, worries about the Middle East. We're in August, which is historically a low-volume month with erratic price action, and on top of all of that, we are in an election year. So in the short term, I think NVIDIA's price action will be largely driven by what happens with the rest of the market. In terms of the next NVIDIA-specific news events, I'm looking out for Taiwan Semiconductor's July revenue report. Last I checked, they have not yet published the report for July. What does this have to do with NVIDIA? Well, NVIDIA designs chips, but they rely on other companies, mainly Taiwan Semiconductor, to actually manufacture those chips. Additionally, NVIDIA reports earnings on a fiscal year basis rather than the standard calendar year basis, and so NVIDIA's next earnings report will include the months of May, June, and July. With this in mind, I am eager to see TSMC's numbers for the month of July because that could give us a hint as to what we could expect from NVIDIA's next earnings report on August 28th. TSMC usually publishes their monthly revenue report sometime between the 7th and the 10th of each month, so it should be available any day now. Now regarding technical analysis, I'm not sure where NVIDIA will move in the short term, and I'm not going to do much technical analysis in these videos for now because I think that price action will be driven largely by the rest of the market until the market reaches some sort of stability. There are just so many unknowns on the horizon and so much erratic price action happening in the markets right now. That being said, NVIDIA has come back up to the 100-day moving average on the daily time frame. The 100-day MA is the white line on your screen. So if we get a break above that moving average with confirmation, then that would be a very positive sign in the short term. If we get rejected at the 100-day moving average, then we could see some more red action in the short term before moving higher. But again, I really do think that we are in a news-driven market right now, and I do think that NVIDIA's price action will be determined by what happens with the rest of the market in the short term. With that being said, be sure to stay away from anything crypto-related in the comments section below. Unfortunately, we have been targeted by a lot of bots recently, so be careful down there. I hope you're all having a great day, and I'm interested to hear your thoughts on NVIDIA in the comments below. Please leave a like on this video so more people will see it. And while you're down there, please consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.